What did you just say?
I said your dream stinks.
He said it again. Come here.
What's up, Lorcana community? This is Jake with Team Snuggly Duckling, and today we have quite a bit of the flock here with us. We got Garrett, Jordan, and Birdie, and we're going to kind of cover a little bit of this new Set 10 stuff, the DLC ticket fails or successes, and just a little bit of our predictions on what we think might be good in this Set 10. And, we'll just kind of, cover a little bit of every color, I guess, and go from there. But first I want to talk about the DLC tickets from Eventbrite / Pastimes. I won't start off with my experience because my experience was so. So Jordan, I know you had a good time, and you wanted to kind of talk about your ticket success, and you can start off with your story on Eventbrite.
All right. So my story was I logged in at 12 o'clock. I pressed the get ticket, and then I filled out my information, and I got the ticket within 30 seconds. I got the ticket. Easy. It was easy. I don't know how y'all didn't get tickets.
Compared to your couple other times, was it similar to that?
Oh, this was the easiest time I've ever gotten a ticket.
Yeah.
Seattle was pretty easy. But this was also just as easy as Seattle for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
My wife and I went to a Chick-fil-A, logged onto the Chick-fil-A Wi-Fi, so I think that's what helped. So we were on the blessed Wi-Fi, and so we just clicked the Eventbrite link at 12, clicked buy ticket, and we both were in that little say grabbing your tickets, whatever. We both got competitor badges, and we both paid, and it was fine. Me and my wife both had our tickets at 12:01, and it was fine. So, and then
that's great.
And then another friend of ours also got theirs the same way, and then his wife didn't get one the first time, but then she tried 20 minutes later in the redump, and she got a ticket. So there's some kind, you kind of got to get lucky too, it's whatever, but there's always 20 minutes afterwards that you can get a ticket too. And I know a lot of people didn't get it, got it through that way after the payment didn't work, I guess. There was a lot of people saying the payments weren't working. I don't know.
Yeah, I heard that Apple Pay was kind of bugging out, and a lot of people had tickets in their carts and could not pay for them because Apple Pay somehow screwed up. I don't know if it was, on what end was that the issue, but
I don't know, because my wife used Apple Pay. She used Apple Pay and it was fine. I just put the credit card information in and it was fine. I think it was already saved for me. So I don't know. I think it just depends on. I don't know if it was bugging out or not.
Well, I mean, I couldn't imagine it's Apple Pay.
I don't
Apple
think so.
Pay is such a well-known, well-used service. I mean, I can't imagine an event of 2,000 people. Right, there are much bigger events in the world. Triggering a malfunction on Apple Pay's part. I think, while I do think that this event of ticket sales was much better and much more successful than the last time I was not lucky enough to get a ticket. And I had several friends that were not fortunate enough to get a ticket either. I think but most of my friends, I think they had kind of the wrong reaction, the wrong knee-jerk reaction where they wanted to come after Ravensburger. But I really don't think it's Ravensburger's fault, right? They hired a third-party service to do a job that the third-party service just didn't do. Now, I mean, things were handled much better than last time, and sometimes that's just the nature of signing up to go to a concert, or you're signing up to go to a high demand event. You're not going to get tickets every single time.
Yep.
There's only so many tickets, and there's so many people trying to get tickets. I mean, granted, I was literally working, but I did sign in right at 12, and I went to purchase my competitor ticket, and I tried for about 20 to 40 minutes after. I think where the failures and I think where the most of the upset is derived from is, people are getting into, the page where they need to buy the ticket. They add a ticket to the cart, and either the pricing fails, or like for me, when I'd have the competitor badge in my cart, just the entire website would just throw an error. It would throw an error and then it'd kick me back to the starting page. I think that's probably what was the root of my frustration, just because, the ticket was like, right there. I could nearly taste it, and then I get an error sign, which is just frustrating. So I guess, my anger more isn't at Ravensburger. It's more at Eventbrite. Just because, I'd rather them say, hey, no, this is sold out. You can't buy this ticket because other people have purchased it prior to you. Besides just getting, website malfunction doesn't feel nearly the same.
Yeah, and I kind of think, I'm in the same boat where, I didn't get a ticket to Milwaukee until much later, 2 weeks before the event. But, I didn't get a ticket to Milwaukee the first time because it was such a feel-bad where, they accidentally, where Fast Times just, butchered the opening, and it was, an hour early, and I went to go buy tickets, and it wasn't working because apparently it had been open for an hour, and so, that was a feel-bad for me. Now, I got lucky and got tickets this time, but it definitely feels much better where it's, easier to, they said it was at 12. We logged in at 12, and then the process was there. And then some people get tickets and some people don't. It's the same thing for like Birdie said for really popular concerts. The concert tickets go on sale live, and bots and everybody's trying to get them. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. I think the best thing for Ravensburger to do is just have more DLCs. I think that's the big solution. Is just have more DLCs, and then also open up how many people can play in them. Have 3,000, 4,000 players, and that's fine too. And I think, and I'm patient, so I'm fine with it. I actually think them figuring out their stuff instead of having 8 or 10 North American DLCs and they're all terrible because PlayHub's still getting worked out. Having 3 DLCs that are a little bit more limited, so then season 3 can be really, really great. I think that's good. So I think at the very minimum, it's going to be better. But yeah, whatever. You can. That's fine
you
too.
have too much faith in these people. They're incompetent.
I don't have faith in it. I just think season 3 is going to be better because that's what they said.
Season 3 should be better. Definitely not. Won't be reduced.
We hope.
You know what?
Yeah, you can't go from 6 DLCs to 3 DLCs to 1 DLC.
Well, you gotta respect the globalization of Lorcana, right? You gotta respect the fact that they're trying to make it, a worldwide event as opposed to just a North American event. The inclusion of everybody is going to prolong the game. We have a less chance of going to Worlds or whatever. But the beautiful thing is we're creating an engine for Lorcana to run for a much longer time. You know what I mean? By globalizing the game. And while I maybe I don't agree with the fact that there should be more DLCs, I 100% agree with the fact that they need to have a higher capacity. I think that it needs to be doubled or even tripled.
And spread out more. Literally all 3 of the DLCs in the U.S. are in the Northeast.
What
is that?
And also, Milwaukee sucks. Please never have a DLC there again.
Yeah, Milwaukee L.
A big L for Milwaukee.
It wasn't that bad. Come on,
everything
y'all.
Closed at 8
We didn't do anything except for go back and forth, but it was lame.
Yeah, it was super lame. But
did you guys at least get a good dinner?
No, everything closed at 8 p.m., dude.
We went to a gas station. I went to a gas station with 2 nights to get food.
I had to DoorDash Burger King.
It's disgusting.
Oh, he did DoorDash Burger King.
Yeah, I DoorDash Burger King. Bro. Anyways, but also, one thing I will say, something that I always loved when I was playing competitive Magic was the play the game, see the world. I think that's great for a game. I think it's a good aspect to it. I'm thinking about going to the Belgium DLC. I think that's fun. We technically do have more DLCs. They're just not more North America. And you have agency, you can choose to go to Australia, you can choose to go to China, you can choose to go to Germany or Belgium or whatever and play in all these DLCs. Yeah, it's more expensive, but it's also a hobby, so it's gonna be money, whatever. I don't know. Go play the DLCs. I know that's not option for everybody, and I hope there are more North American DLCs in better cities. These are all in the Northeast. Like there's nothing in this like the western side of the U.S. anymore. So it's different, or the southern. Like it's all north, and it's like one little small area. But it's growing. It's a worldwide game. I think it's good. It's good having like worlds that's not just going to be Europeans and Americans. It's going to be a real worlds. So that's going to be good.
Yeah.
I think it's good. Season 3.
So to cover my ticket coverage was very similar to Birdie's. I had 2 tickets in checkouts, and then the server crashed on both my app and on my laptop, and I got back in line probably 3 or 4 times and just did not get a ticket. Like, just did not. Luckily enough, I had a buddy that got multiple tickets, and he was able to sign me up on his one of his tickets for my PlayHub account, so I did end up getting a ticket, but the process was very frustrating, like you said, but I don't think it's a Ravensburger issue at all. And then, like I said, I think it was just the servers that Eventbrite was not. I mean, I don't want to say they weren't prepared for it, but they knew that they were funneling probably like 6,000 people into one little tube trying to buy tickets for a 2,000 people, like a 2,000 person event. So you don't know where you really were, Birdie, in the line of things. Like when you had your ticket in the checkout, when it crashed, like it just like it annoys me. You know what I mean? Because like you could have been like 51st in line to get your ticket, but you just didn't because it crashed because too many people tried buying at the same time. And another thing I wanted to say about what Garrett said was the DLC. Honestly, Jordan, you could probably vouch for this. That the funnest DLC I had so far was Seattle. Seattle was probably like the funnest DLC I've ever had. Like, I mean, Jordan, obviously Texas is probably your favorite.
I like this last one. I like Milwaukee, like just hanging out with everybody.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, Seattle was great. The Chinatown was great. I liked how accessible everything was in Seattle.
Yeah, absolutely.
This was like the best thing that was happening was that 90s 2K bar.
Oh lordy. But yeah, overall the tickets were I'd give it, like a 5 out of 10. Like there's good stories, like I said, that Garrett and Jordan had, and then I've heard horror stories where people were in a waiting line for an hour and a half to then find out that, nothing. But go ahead, Jordan.
So like the one thing I will say is that at least you knew where to be this time.
Yeah.
Last time there was 3 different spots to be. It was be there an hour early.
I hate
be there on the Pastimes website. Oops, I mean actually just be on Eventbrite. Like,
Well, yeah, and
at least,
if you're not
least
following the Eventbrite or Pastimes Discord, like, oh, sorry, I wasn't, following an event manager system on my Discord. Now I don't have a ticket. It's like that's the only way.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, at least everyone could be in the same spot and try to get a ticket. Honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I know people didn't, but like, at least that feels. I'm sure that feels way better than actually like, oh, I'm on a completely different platform and I'm never gonna be able to get a ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying Pastimes instead of Eventbrite.
That's what felt bad for me. I was just like, all right, planning my day. All right, it's time for lunch. All right, I got 15 minutes. Ready, log in. All right, no ticket sales. And then like I check Twitter. I opened Twitter and everybody's just like, oh, it's a disaster. I was like, what's happening? And I looked and like it's been freaking an hour and they've already crashed out all the tickets and it's just it was such a nightmare last time. Like this was way better for me. And like it's like if you don't get a ticket, it sucks. But it's like at least everybody had a fair shot. You just like do a ticket. At least it feels like that.
Well, we all know that there'll be more tickets to come. We're obviously going to be trying to find some more for our teammates like Birdie and Dom didn't get one, and there's a couple other people that didn't get them either. So we're gonna keep searching and hope.
Where is the why aren't they doing wait lists anymore? I remember like Seattle and whatever.
I remember
wait
that,
list on like Eventbrite or whatever. You could like wait list, so like you could get notified when there's like tickets or something, or they even give you an option to buy it. Like
the secret of the wait list was that like when the tickets got refunded, they didn't actually go out to the wait list. You could jump in front of the wait list tickets.
Oh, that's
because I had multiple friends that jumped in front of waitlist tickets for multiple DLCs. Albert did it for sure.
So people were just in line thinking they were in line.
You were
and
just
they
waiting
weren't
on an
actually.
email. You were just
Yeah.
waiting on an email
Yeah.
for someone like Eventbrite to say,
Uh-huh.
"Hey, there's tickets," and you would go. And I guess like if someone had got the ticket before you even got to the website after you.
Yeah,
got
you
the
could
email.
refresh the website and it would eventually pop up.
Wow, I didn't know that. I
Anyways,
had no
well,
idea
oh well.
about that.
But yeah, I hope all of our team guys get a ticket. It was a really fun time last time. I hope everybody
Yeah,
gets to go.
we had a good time in Milwaukee, and
For sure.
to all you viewers that saw us in Milwaukee, we appreciate y'all coming and saying hello, or just popping in and saying what's up and stuff like that. We really appreciate stuff like that, so that was cool. We can't wait to see y'all in Richmond. But let's talk a little bit about the cards we're gonna see in Richmond.
Let's go.
First off, y'all want to start with some of the cards that we thought were going to be good and then are bad, in our opinion? Or do we want to start with just the good ones? Start with bad?
Let's start with bad
and end with
ones.
good?
It's more fun to start with bad ones.
Garrett, you can start us off with one of the cards that you thought would be good, but is definitely bad.
One of the cards that I thought was good. I mean, I thought, man, someone else go. I don't know.
I thought we were gonna see. I thought we were gonna see that goofy emerald, that emerald goofy doing a lot more work. I thought we were gonna be able to see finally a monochrome deck, but I mean that just doesn't seem to be surfacing at all.
I don't think that's gonna make it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I thought that the daisy was going to be decent. The blue daisy.
Oh yeah,
and then a yellow.
Wow, that was super hyped. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my big like. Oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's like $3 right now, y'all. That card sucks. Don't invest in that card.
So
what do you mean? That's your only enchanted that you pulled? I thought, Jake.
No. I pulled even worse. Judy Hopps, man. Oh yeah, super good, super good. But go ahead, Jordan.
Worse.
So I think the poster child for overhyped card this set, the Tarmogoyf reward for overhyped or under. No, that's opposite.
Yeah, it's opposite.
I'll work in progress. I think Demona sucks.
Yeah, Demona's bad. I knew that was.
I
yours,
love when
so
people
I didn't
play
want
it
to
against
say
me.
that.
I think Demona, it's maybe a different format. It could be good, but like this format, everyone's emptying their hands.
Yeah.
And then like you're refilling them, but you might be crashing out the board. That doesn't seem. It's not working. Everyone keeps cutting it. I think that it's going to continue to be cut. Maybe as a one of them in a couple decks, it can be played, but I think relying on it is a recipe for losing.
And then also like until everyone is like holding cards in their hand again and like playing more of like a mid-range battle, like until there's more purple mirrors, Demona is just like isn't really that relevant of a card because like Demona and the purple mirrors is like insane. You want like 4, so you can just like keep Demonaing your opponent. But until like people are incentivized not to like dump their hand every turn and like actually having purple mirrors, like purple mirrors is gonna be pretty rare, I think, this set, especially like purple mid-range mirrors. There might be like purple aggro or something like that, like more aggressive decks. Like purple steel, I think it has to go pretty aggressive to like go under the big blue decks, but it's just, and it's so clunky. Also, like if your opponent just doesn't have cards in hand, like you just can't give them 3 cards for free. It's just like super awkward.
Totally.
So that's also kind of awkward. But my other card where it's like it's not, I think it's not as good as everybody said it was, is Goliath. That was the other one. I think the card's good.
Steel Goliath?
Yeah, the Steel Goliath. I think the card's good. I don't think it's like as cracked as everybody said. I think it's more underwhelming now too. I think it has the same like similar problem as Demona, where like everybody's dumping their hand, so you can actually like give your opponent too many cards. Like in the Blue Steel Mirror, for example, playing Goliath, then your opponent doesn't have to play their own Goliath because they're just like ignore it and then just play their cards out every turn and draw 2 cards. And so like if you're drawing 2 cards, you're docking at the end of turn. Like you still have an advantage because you play Goliath first, but your opponent can take advantage of that. Kind of similar vein as Demona. It just has a much less big downside. So like, but it's still awkward. Like on the draw, that card's not good because it makes you have to discard in your blue steel deck. It's still very powerful, but I think it's not like game breaking or anything. It's like just like average, and like people can remove dock from their deck. But I don't even know if they should. You might still should play dock. Who knows? But,
yeah, I think you want to play dock, which is not what people were intending when they were like, "Oh, Goliath."
Yeah, I think you might still should play Doc over Goliath and Blue Steel, especially in the mirror. If you don't have to worry about it, you can just go like 7-drop plus the Doc and then like change the game instead. And then like, if you don't give your opponent 2 cards, like dude, that's good for the mirror, and that might catch on later. But that's a card for sure that I thought was going to be like just like absolutely busted, and I think it's just like it's good and powerful because it's linear, especially on the play in Blue Steel. But I think it's like mediocre, and it probably won't see play in any other Steel deck because it has to be
that's what I was
a
going
ramp
to say.
card.
It's very limited to Blue Steel. It's not seen other places.
So it's just like whatever.
I mean, a card really can't be that good if it's just limited to one color type. I feel like.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, I also thought Thunderbolt was going to be a lot better, but everything's so overstated. That card, and because it's uninkable again, like it makes really awkward situations. And so like I thought Amber Steel might come back with that card, but like sometimes you're staring around 5 toughness characters, and like Blue Steel's a thing, Clarabelle's a 5/6, Demona's a 5/6, Goliath's a 6/5, Tinkerbell's a 4/5, Elsa's a 2/5. Like you have all these characters that are like 5 willpower, and now that's like Thunderbolt's kind of just like taking out the same stuff that Strength's taking out. So it's like whatever. It's just like I thought that card would be really good because it's another song, but like it's really the best in Cinderella decks because Cinderella's a 4-drop and it's not really that good. Like Purple Steel's probably maybe playing 1 because like it's also clunky because if you draw it, you can draw it out of hand and like you're like okay, I have a Strength and a Zeus now and like I need to play it to the board but I don't have characters. So especially with the meta.
I think you're right that it would. The only decks it's probably good in is Cinderella, and then maybe a Steel Song variant, like of something that's not really playable at this moment, in my opinion. But
unless the Sapphire decks go away, you can't really even play Amber Steel because like Amber Steel is like traditionally too slow because they don't have a clock, and if you don't have a clock against the Sapphire decks, you're like 1/4 or Vanessa isn't gonna like get to 20 before their 2/8 that Quest for 3 does.
Yeah. Do y'all have any other cards that y'all?
I mean, well, obviously, right. The Horn King was the biggest success we've seen so far in the series. I mean, obviously that card is taking the game by storm.
I think I'm underwhelmed by Detective Mickey.
I thought everybody was gonna be playing red blue, and we were gonna have like Mickey 5/5 evasive Mickeys on turn 4.
Yeah, that's what I heard the sauce was.
Yeah, but where'd the red blue players go? Where's
Justin's a coward.
Justin.
He's not
Justin
playing
is a coward.
People are trying to make red blue work. I feel like.
Justin's
I'm talking to a lot of people who are.
He's truly lost. He's truly lost. He's playing a 2-mana 2/2 in green. He's gone.
Oh Lord. Well,
he's gonna be so mad.
y'all got any other cards y'all think is thought was gonna be good, but is technically, in our opinion, not so good, mid, bad at most?
That's all I got really.
I have a card that I thought was gonna be terrible and was much better than it was.
Yeah, we can talk about those.
We can get into that now if y'all want. Y'all want to get into the cards that we thought were going to be bad, but not thought we were going to be bad, but just weren't going to be played, but are played now.
Mine, which I knew it was going to be played because certain people have like seriously addiction issues and attachment problems with red purple. Like I knew Headless Horseman was going to be played, but I didn't think it was going to be good. And then like. That card is much better than it reads. Like when I first saw it, I was like, okay, this doesn't like it kills 2 power things, and now all this power creep we got, I thought the characters were gonna be a lot stronger, and like, oh, it's a 5-mana uninkable 4/2, 2 willpower is rough for a 5-drop. But the second part of that card is so much more important than the first part. We're just like pumping your board and like killing a couple of things and like you can it just becomes a board wipe on a stick if your opponent's exerted, and you can get like banish a couple characters after you use the kill like a easy low power character, and then it allows you to take out like a bigger character with your like 2-drop. It's like pretty impressive, and I actually thought it was in testing it's been much more powerful than it read. I thought this card was gonna be another like unplayable, uninkable Ruby legendary, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, and in my opinion, the other Ruby legendary, Hercules, was an unplayable in my opinion, and I'm seeing a lot of play, and the combos he gets off with with Elsa and Dumbo and all these other heroes, it's pretty good in the red purple build, I will say. There's just a lot of heroes that will swing, kill your stuff, and take no damage at this moment, and it's pretty crazy that Hercules is actually pretty doable. And then there's so many cards that can kill him. Don't get me wrong, he's only got 3 health, but whatever you're swinging into him is definitely dying. And it's just not the best. It's not the best trades and stuff. But I kind of think Hercules might be a real thing in this format. But
Yeah.
what do y'all think, Jordan, Birdie? Y'all got a card that y'all were impressed with now? But
bad. Can I just say one that I'm impressed with? I don't think it was going to be bad.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Cheshire Cat is fucking really good.
That card
Yeah.
It's really good.
I feel like you can design an entire deck around that card, honestly,
Oh,
and
for
it just
sure.
be
That would
the
be crazy.
centerpiece.
Yeah, it's not like we're doing that at all.
Yeah, I didn't want to allude to anything, but yeah, I mean, it's such an awesome card, and you know what I really like about that card is you can make such creative plays, and you just like dopamine max, like
Oh, yeah.
when
Yeah.
you're able to just do something that you never thought you would see, and then you can just get really creative with it. I think it's super fun.
Yeah.
It's a really good card, and also like Bell tricks are like pretty fun, and we were playing a lot of Bell last set. But even with it being on board, it's kind of hard to play around. Like you just jam it on turn 3, and then your opponent's like, this is rough.
Makes
like-
combat weird the rest of the
Yeah,
game.
it makes combat weird, and also like just jamming a 3 mana 3/4 is like pretty good in the evasive wars. If you're playing a purple mirror, you just go like 3/4, and then you follow up with Genie. And if like they have a Genie, like they can't challenge into your Genie anymore, or they
No.
can't even
Yeah.
quest into they can't quest.
Yeah.
And it's just like stare, and it's like
Yeah.
you don't have to rely so hard on evasive anymore because now you just whatever.
You know it's crazy when you have a Genie on board and an Elsa comes down and they decide to target your Cheshire Cat instead of your
Yeah,
Genie.
that happens all the time.
Yeah. That's how you know there's that card carries some impact.
Card 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Birdie, do you have a specific card you want to talk about?
Mowgli, I think, is probably going to be one of the MVPs of this set. I mean, it's unfortunate that it's yellow, and yellow steel's not doing too great. Amber steel's like, I feel like there's still room for it in the meta. Don't get me wrong, but it's like not like going to be a popular deck. But
It's pretty good in dogs, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fantastic in dogs. It's actually unbelievable in dogs.
Way better than Ursula and dogs.
Yeah, well, I mean, the combination of the two is just like,
Yeah.
It's actually stunning, and I think that I think that that's another card that you can probably build an entire deck around. Honestly.
Yeah.
I think that Mowgli is the reason I will not be playing any blue decks for the foreseeable future.
Me too.
The turn where they go Mowgli and rip my cell out my hand is the turn where I hit them with the spike. So, I'm
You
just
mean
not
you
going
rip
to-
your own sail out of your hand?
Yeah. Well.
Oh no! I mean that I'm
No,
going
no,
to
no,
hit
no.
them with my spike.
Yeah. No, but if you put your sail on the bottom of your deck during your altar, you don't have to get it Mowgli.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Oh Lord. But
I'm the same way. I played all of set 9 I freaking hated it. I think I played Blurple a lot. I played Blurple at CCS. I played Blurple at the Nexus. I played Blurple at freaking DLC Milwaukee. Like I'm just so sick of seeing my opening hand and not seeing ramp and shipping 7 just automatically. I'm just like, all right, this is already here. This is where we're at. Like if I hit ramp, I get to play a game of Arcana. If I don't, I don't. And it's just the same type of thing with blue green and blue steel, and Blurple's still a thing a little bit. I'm just good.
Especially now.
It's just so boring. Yeah, and now that we have a punishment.
And now you have a punish.
They can play you can play Mowgli and take their sale when they mulligan 7. That's gonna feel even more miserable. I want to be able to go into my tournaments with agency and carefully plan out my mulligans and try to not have to just be like, oh cool, mull 7. It's the biggest tell ever. If you mulligan 7, first game, they're like you won't
They're
win the
all
die
blue.
roll, you mull 7, and they're like, oh, okay, I'm dogs, arrow, or I'm amber steel, all right, I'm keeping 3 daisies, like bam, bam, bam. Like
Yeah.
where like
Yeah.
if you're playing against purple steel, 3 daisies is gonna be the worst keep of your life. So it's just so
Yeah,
weird.
I'm looking forward to playing decks that you can be creative with and not
Me
have to
too.
play like just like the best deck.
And
I think this format is probably not going to be the best format, but like I think it's going to be at least more diverse than last format.
yeah. I think
Yeah.
this format's also going to be more attackable because like we're going to see the same similar style of game plan. Green blue got more powered. Blue steel's like finally tier 1 instead of cope tier. Like blue steel's been cope tier for a couple sets. You have the Colt still doing that and being like, "Oh, blue steel's tier 1 again." It's like, well, okay, sure. Like whatever. Yeah, it was tier 1 and it was tier 1 set 7 got banned. All right, you got it.
Yes,
but
I
like,
agree with that.
It hasn't been good anyway. So like now we still have these same like play patterns where it's like ramp on 2, play a 4-drop, like whatever. So those are still gonna exist. And then now since we have a bigger card pool, it's gonna be easier to attack. So like the dogs deck is gonna be more specifically attacking the sapphire decks. And I think that deck is a sleeper deck and it's gonna be pretty good. And like it's gonna be kind of similar to last set where you're gonna have these super aggressive decks, like super anti-sapphire decks, and that's going to be a thing. And so it's going to be a little bit more diverse, which is going to be good for the format, but it's still not going to be super great just because all the top decks are extremely linear, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So like to beat that, you have to be super linear but go under them. So
Like
Yeah.
I don't know, this format so far seems like it's better than like the Bucky format. Maybe it's better than I don't know. At least those decks like had more agency. Like it just feels like since the rotation, like there's very little agency, very little ways to outplay each other. But like if you're good, if you know how to play your deck, like you are paid off. So I guess that's okay. But there's not a lot of creativity going on.
especially out of the blue decks, like it's really now like especially with a card like that's why I don't like Cinderella. Like I think Cinderella's a fine card. I think she's a little overrated because it's not like you're doing something groundbreaking and it opens up your deck building. It actually restricts your deck building. So like it's still just kind of this one-line game plan. And Cinderella is powerful, but it also makes it easier to attack the decks. You can be super streamlined now and just go under as fast as possible, and you can do that. Now there's like the spooky side exists, but like you can still go under their decks, and you still have interaction, and you have ways to play around a board wipe. So it's like it does make it a little more streamlined too.
I think where Cinderella really gets her value, though, is the consistency that it adds to blue green and blue steel.
For
right?
sure.
Like now those decks almost have like a filter. They do have a filter mechanism in them, and I think that has done wonders for those decks.
Especially a deck like blue steel.
Just from what's that?
Especially a deck like blue steel, for sure.
Yeah, like
blue
where
steel
blue steel,
specifically.
we're finding a line was incredibly hard. You're sitting there playing chess. Now it's a much more intuitive deck to play, I think, and I think that blue green has actually gained, was kind of in a similar boat if you think about it. Just the decks weren't very consistent. And now they're much easier to play because of the filter.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And like,
I think if we're leading in a world where blue green's the best deck, I think I'm gonna need a lot of spikes to spike people in the head. So
sure. we need some deterrent. We need some deterrent. Some blue deterrent. That's what we're calling it. I'm just
Mowgli.
playing
Mowgli. So
Mowgli. Yeah, true.
If the meta is just blue green versus green yellow, like it's just literally like who opens Mowgli, who doesn't open Mowgli.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I want to get back to the cards that we thought were good or weren't good that are good. Headless Horseman. How do y'all like that card? Like I mean the steel one, the gambling
blender.
I personally think that card's still mid tier. I think it's good, and I think it's specifically good like against blue green, and it's good in the mirrors, like the blue mirrors, and it's good against blue green. Like Horseman being able to disrupt the malicious, mean, and scary combo, and like they're like holding these cards, whatever, and you have like Horseman and Beyond the Horizon just like discard their hand or like randomly discard your hand. Like having a burning inquiry on a 5/8 is pretty interesting in Lorcana, but
Yeah.
it's still a little too random, so I don't like the not agency of it, where like you can play this 5/8, not hit an action and deal nothing. I mean that happened earlier
But you
today
could
when I was
pitch a whole
playing
bunch
some
of cards
games.
that are good.
And you could do that. You could draw 3 and then discard 2 Hades, and it's like, well, that sucks.
You could.
Yeah. So it's like I think the card's good. I think it has a purpose, but I think it's because it's blue winter right now. Everybody's playing blue decks, and that card like that's good in the mirrors, but it's not good against like decks trying to beat you.
I don't think I want Headless Horseman to be a playable card in a game in a format that I like.
I agree.
If that makes sense. Like if I like a format, Headless Horseman should not be being played in it.
Yeah.
Like the fact that it's being played is
Not good.
a judgment on this format.
I think that's fair.
I like the card. I think it's fun. I think it's going to backfire on a lot of people, and I think it's going to win a couple of games too for people. Like you said, it's really just a gamble card. You don't know if it's going to actually, because you could draw into like, 2 T-Pos and a freaking sail, and you're cooked. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, you could really disrupt your own hand. So, it's one of those cards that I didn't expect to be being played, but it is being played. So that's where we're at here, I guess. Like you said, it's not a card I wanted to see in our meta, but now we're dealing with it. But
yeah,
I don't know. For some decks, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, it's like a cool card, but like sometimes just having an 8-mana Maleficent, like that's not super fun. But or an 8-mana 5/8 that doesn't do anything. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
weird.
The big body, but is what it is.
Blue
But
Steel Cult.
do y'all have any other cards y'all want to talk about that y'all might know that y'all that you like in this?
My card that my favorite card from the set is Webby for sure. I mean, that card's super fun. Like talk about like different ways to build decks. Green yellow can play Webby. Like there's so many different ways. Yeah, green blue.
Yeah.
The mirror. Like the green Webby is an argument in the green blue decks to fight the mirror. If you're on the draw, and you randomly have Webby, you don't even need ramp. Like you get to keep up with the ramp of your in the mirror, and that actually is insane. And you can actually skip ahead of your opponent now because you shifted Webby and then you ramped as well. That's really good.
And being ahead in lore, big time.
Yeah, being the head in war and its ward,
very
good.
Yeah, the ward is crazy, but I think my favorite part about Webby is that Ravensburger is listening to the players. They're looking at problems in the gameplay, and obviously the play draw disparity is a huge issue, and the fact that they're working towards fixing player requests and player frustrations, I think is an awesome thing, and I sure hope Webby finds a nice place in this meta. Just because I think it will contrast Cinderella quite a bit. People were pretty up in arms about Cinderella, and I think that Webby is a nice counterpart.
Yeah, that's super fun.
Yeah, I agree.
Also, against non-blue decks too, that is something I have been enjoying, playing Webby decks, especially a deck like Dogs or something. But going on the draw versus non-blue decks, Webby's still really cool, and the way you get to set up Webby turns. You can have a Webby on board, and then you don't even have to play it for 2 or 3 turns. But you can set up that turn where you want to shift it, quest it, and then go jump your opponent, and then play something else in the non-blue matchups. And that happens all the time. And it gets to a point where you don't even have to ink anymore, which is really, really interesting. So you're not putting the cards you're drawing off the top of your deck into your inkwell, and that's pseudo card advantage when your opponent has to play a card. And that comes up all the time where you just stop inking with a Webby decks, and then you can deploy more of your hand, which is really, really interesting. So I like that style of gameplay, and a reward for going second.
What do you guys think about? Sorry, Jake, this is a little ADHD, just a sprinkle of ADHD. But what do you guys think about the 10K and Blue Steel not having any one drops. I think that's kind of interesting because you see these cards like Captain Hook being taken out of the deck.
Mulan, Captain Hook.
Yeah, I think that's kind of an interesting
So
thing, and I think that if that does catch on, I think that gives even Webby a better place in this meta.
I think for me, it's kind of weird because
Brave.
I don't know if it's super brave. I think it makes sense because I think the 3 decks that the blue steel player played in top 8 were all blue decks. So he had a kind of easier way to victory when you're playing against blue steel mirror and you don't have any 1-drops in your deck and your opponent does. That's a huge advantage in the late game because you just get to play card after card after haymaker after haymaker. So you kind of have to take this gamble where it's I think the winning list had a 2 or 3 spooky sight in the list too. So he's
Two.
the player chose not to play 1-drops, but had spooky sight in his deck. So it kind of works out too against the aggressive decks, and then you can just only having to filter two bad cards against the mirror versus having to filter 6 to 10 bad cards is pretty interesting. And I kind of like that. So it's kind of this weird thing. Do you want to for sure beat half the metagame, or half the metagame is going to be Sapphire decks and lean your Sapphire deck to beat the mirror, or do you want to put 1-drops in your deck so you're better against the decks trying to beat you, where you're probably not winning those matchups anyway? So I think you kind of I like the no 1-drop deck. I think if you're trying to win and play the most popular decks, don't play 1-drops. Be greedy.
I'm looking at the decks from the 10K, and I just gotta say, there's a surprise here. Lamb Chops was on Purple Steel. That's my input.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's more, in my opinion, I think that's more of a statement on the format. And I think Lamb Chops, I'm not speaking for him, I don't know, but I played a little bit of Blue Steel. I was in his Discord for a little bit. I would probably venture out that the style of gameplay of Blue Steel, the last 2 sets, is not his style of gameplay at all. Just playing a super linear version of just I'm gonna play Tipo, then I'm gonna play Cinderella, then I'm gonna play Tinkerbell, then I'll play Hades, then I'll play another Hades, then I'll play a Vincenzo. And I didn't think about anything, and you died. Nice 3/3s. But I don't think he likes to play that way. His Blue Steel deck of the past was a wheel deck, and it was pretty difficult to play, and he was really good at playing it and really good at deck building. So yeah, exactly. So I don't think the current Blue Steel builds he would even remotely enjoy playing. So I think it's why more on a mid-range build Purple Steel. So I think that's also kind of a statement on the format too.
Yeah.
But I agree with you, what you're saying.
Go ahead, Joe.
Wait, what?
I think go ahead.
I agree.
Yeah. So we have the Blue Steel, which is play 1 card every turn for the entire game. Then we have Blue Green, which is this is interesting. This is an interesting list. This second place list on 10K. It looks very solid.
That's Ken's list. Ken's a really good player too.
Bro Hamilton.
Yeah.
There was a list that came out by Tiago.
He's a really good player.
Yeah, there was a list that came out by Tiago, and I think the difference in cards is only 1 or 2.
Oh, okay.
So I think I think that could even be considered the meta blue green right there, or at least the new meta, which it will be.
Yeah.
After the tournament.
Speaking of, let's kind of cover what we think is the tier list of all these decks right now. Especially with I know we didn't really speak about red purple. Red purple's kind of creeping in right now. They're finding their niche in the meta. I know you say no, but they're kind of finding what they need to play to beat these blue decks and to beat the aggro too. Which is, aggro's never been really an issue for red purple, but the mid range decks, they kind of figured it out. I feel like they're getting better and better, but. Jordan, why don't you tell us what you think is your tier list for the color bases right now?
All right, so my current tier list, I think that green purple Prince Philip, malicious meaning scary, is very strong. This Mo
Yeah.
list, it looks crazy.
Yeah.
This looks like you're kind of pressuring a little bit, and then you have your board wipe. Um, I don't know. I'm sure there's stuff that you could do to maybe like
There's
make it
also
a little bit
Clarabelle
better
too
or
to refill the
something. But
hand.
like this looks like a pretty solid list.
Yeah.
What?
There's also Clarabelle in that deck too. I mean, to refill your hand, which is pretty nice.
Yeah. It has card draw. It has a board wipe. I like green purple. I trust Mo, and I trust his list. So I'm gonna say green purple is number one for me. Then I'll say that I think blue green is probably number two. Green yellow. I think green yellow, green blue. If I'm making a real list, green yellow, green blue, blue steel are probably the S tier, and then after that everything else. Like purple seems like it's really bad now. Purple steel seems okay, but like bad into like the three best decks. Maybe it's good into green yellow. Red purple, I think it's in a different direction than it was last format. So I don't know.
Yeah. It's kind of more of like an aggro come get me deck now.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Like they kind of like curve out now. Like they got a really aggressive one drop. It's like a 3/1 that they can just turn sideways and kill anything that like even the 2 drops like just trade with it. So like the red purple list is kind of like a curve out deck, and then they're just gonna turn sideways, and they have some reaction to it, but it's almost just like it's like a low to the ground mid range deck that can fight a mid range purple battle because you're still playing purple cards. But the red cards
Yeah.
are all super aggressive now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Like, wasn't there a list running around with 60 characters? Is that like?
I think
Yeah.
so.
It's. I mean, Tiago's list is. There was no actions or anything in it. I believe it was just all characters is what he came out with at first.
Yeah,
A lot of people are playing that on the ladder and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna make it against these blue decks. Like, I just
I don't
don't
think
see
so.
it. I don't think it. Like, it might get to 16 or 15,
Yep.
and then freaking peter out right then and there by a Prince Philip like board clear or like a perfectly timed Hades on a character that matters or stuff like that. I just don't see the deck winning a whole tournament. It might win 3 to 4 rounds out of 8, but you might run into some matchups where your hand gets bricked up or something like that. But go ahead, Jordan. Finish off your list. What you said?
All right, so we got green blue, blue steel, green yellow. I think the dogs deck is really strong. Maybe not
Yeah.
the actual dogs, but like Circle of Life seems really good. Mowgli seems really good to check the blue deck, so like, I think that's probably gonna be really good. And then I'll go to the next tier: purple steel, purple. I'll put green purple there. That's probably where it belongs. Maybe even lower. And then
red purple.
after that, red purple,
And then who
green
cares?
steel, yeah,
Green
whatever else.
steel.
Whatever else is after that, yeah.
Yeah. And like my weird thing is like I think green blue is the most powerful deck now. It can abuse Cindy. It like Clarabelle, like the Clarabelle nut draw is still gonna be gross with Cindy. Like playing a 1-drop Clarabelle, ramping into a Cinderella, and then shifting Clarabelle and singing "You're Welcome." Still one of the best things you can do on the play. It's like very very gross, and like most decks can't beat it. I think 90% of that. I don't even know if a deck can beat that high roll. Their high roll is really really good, and it's not like, and it only got better in their late game got even better with Malicious Mean and Scary and Prince Philip. But the problem I have is I think over like a DLC format where you have to go at least like 10-2 and win over 80% of your games, that deck is still less consistent than a deck like Blue Steel. So I think overall Blue Green's like one of the is for sure S tier because it's super powerful and it got even more powerful. But I think Blue Steel edges it out slightly as the best deck because it's more consistent. Like if someone like held a gun to my face and forced me to play blue at the DLC, I would probably play blue steel over blue green just so I have less chance of bricking. Like it's just a much more consistent deck of doing the same thing every turn, like same thing every game, than like trying to hit your 4 of Clarabelle every game, which just like makes the games easy. Where it's like I can hit my like 12 6-drops on turn 4 every game with that with the blue steel, which is easier. So I think that's also like gonna help blue steel out, especially in the tournament results. It might be post a little bit better than blue green because it's more consistent. But I think blue green's like the more powerful deck is what is kind of my opinion.
Yeah.
Same.
Birdie, our dogs player over there. What do you think? What's your tier list looking
Well,
like?
one, I think Dogs is in a very, very good spot. And I think right now it's flying under the radar. I don't think many people... I mean, this has been this tale over and over again with Dogs. People don't know Dogs. People don't expect Dogs. Dogs are always a small part of the meta, but it's a fantastic deck. It's got a lot of options, and it can handle other decks very well. So I don't know if it's a tier S deck, but it's definitely a tier S or tier A deck. I'll tell you that. Tier A and a half.
I think it's definitely a tier S deck. I think it
Yeah,
suffers from slight like consistency because like not seeing your Tramp 7 is tough. Like that's like the powerhouse of the deck. And like you can do really like when you see Tramp 7, the deck's just really nasty. And also it suffers from like being a difficult deck to play. Deck is tough to play. Deck's hard to mulligan with, at least in my opinion. I'm a terrible Dogs player. I've tried it a couple times. I really struggle with this playstyle. I think it was the best deck set 9. I think it's probably one of the best decks set 9, and it probably one of the most powerful things you can do in Lorcana right now. And I think it only got better with a couple upgrades. And if everybody's playing Sapphire decks, Dogs just got even better. Like it's just gonna be good. And the good dog players will still play it this set and still crush. I think it's really good.
The addition of Webby into the blue decks is huge. I mean, it's just like there's no denying it. I mean, dogs are obviously ran. The fundamentals are ran on 1-drops, and the Webby shift target is a 1-drop, and so it works out. It works out well, actually.
That's one of the things I think is really cool too. Is like talking about Webby earlier, where you can just stop inking. That benefits a deck like Dogs extremely well. Yeah. Because they already functioned off 3 ink every game.
Well, yeah,
like 2 to 3
exactly.
ink, and now you can just like
ink,
stop inking again because there's no reason to ink in the Dogs deck. But now you get multiple ink all the time, every turn. Every card you draw now is just extra cards with a Webby and Dogs, which is super crazy.
And one of the reasons that Dogs I wouldn't say it's too difficult. But it's not a straightforward deck, and the reason is the margins are very narrow. Every card that you play in Dogs really matters because the draw isn't fantastic. So really the game is made, or it's make or break on that 1-drop, and because now you can Webby and you don't have to ink, you have another 1-drop in your hand, and that makes all the difference. But we're not here to strategize about Dogs, so I'll keep going with my list. Blue-green. I think Garrett. I think you're right. I think it's a tier S deck. I think blue-steel is a tier S deck, and I think both of those decisions. I think both of those decisions are reflected in the meta. I mean, if you just look at the meta composition right now. People are playing those decks the most frequently because they're really good. Like I said earlier, the filter mechanism added by Cinderella gives these decks a layer of consistency that they have not yet seen. So that's fantastic. Underneath tier S, you have decks like, I think Purple Steel is very viable. I think it's a tough deck to play around, and I think that really good players. Garrett disagrees, but the really good players can still make their way around with it well. Let's see what else is popular right now.
Red purple.
Yeah, I'd put that probably one tier below. I'd probably put that as a tier B deck.
What about Amber Steel?
I think Amber Steel's in a tough spot right now. One of the cards that I thought was going to have a bigger impact was Spooky Sight. And I think it makes Amber Steel for the average player a nightmare. I think it makes it a lot harder to play.
Yeah.
You know, I think the better players can kind of get around it. But Jordan, why are you laughing, bro? Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I think I fired off about 6 or 7 decks right there, which is what I'm
So
seeing mostly on the ladder.
I think my list is probably the most different out of everybody's. Like, I think the tier 1 decks are all the same for everybody. Like, blue, green, blue, steel, and, like, are kind of my 2 top decks. And I think green, yellow is, like, the sleeper S tier deck. But, like, for me, the tier 2 decks are, like, Blurple and red, purple. And I think purple, steel's in that tier 3 deck, actually, in my opinion. Like,
I think purple steel's tier 3.
Yeah. So, like, my opinion is purple steel's, like, bad. And also, like, we saw this with the Sharp 10K. It was the most played deck, and only one converted into top 8. And I think a big reason of that is, too, that it was opening day weekend, and not everybody that wanted to play Cindy decks could get Cindy's and like the new blue steel cards. And I think after the Sharp 10K with blue steel and blue green doing the best, more people will even gravitate even more toward those decks. But the thing that I see right now is that, like, purple steel cannot beat blue steel. Like, it's stone cold dead in that matchup, and we know blue steel is so consistent, and it's just going to be like the powerhouse of this format. And as well as blue green. Blue green was the deck that like people were like arguing blue green players last set didn't like the purple steel matchup. Purple steel players last set didn't like the blue green matchup because blue green's high roll is still better than purple steel because it's too fair, and like the steel cards just like don't matter. So like blue green now it's more consistent, and now they have the Prince Philip combo wrecks purple steel. It's like you still have to go under these 2 decks. So the 2 best decks in the format crush purple steel in my opinion. And I think it's too hard to go under them, and they don't have enough good interaction for those decks. So, in my opinion, I think it's kind of insane to even try to play purple steel into a format that's going to be 50% blue decks that crush your deck. Where I think red purple has a higher chance of beating those decks. I don't even think red purple is super good, but I think red purple replaces purple steel as that like mid-range deck that beats up on aggro and then can steal games against these blue decks. Because I actually think like the Horseman and the other 2 questers you have, you can go fast and go under the blue decks a little bit better because you have a 2 lore 2 quester. You have a 3/3 that quests for 2. That's impressive. And you can also jam some Dragonfires in there if you want. Which I don't think that's super good, but you can. And you can just like get your board wide enough. They play a big card, Dragonfire, and then quest out over 2 turns. Purple Steel has a really hard time doing that because they have to build up their board wider. So I kind of have like Blurple and Red Purple in my tier 2 because also Blurple still bad because it's like blue-green, its worst matchup got even worse, and I think green-yellow is still a thing. But one of its worst matchups went away, which is like Amber Steel, and then it has one of its best matchups got really good, which is Blue Steel. Blurple's still really good into Blue Steel. So like a Blue Steel deck, if Blue Steel is 30-40% of the meta, Blurple can't be the worst choice. It's not nearly as powerful, but Blurple's good into Red Purple, and it's probably good into Blue Steel. So like,
and
I think
Blurple
Red
can
Purple,
run the scary song. I mean,
yeah, you can play
action
Spooky
too.
Sight too.
So like, aggro's not really dogs, and aggro aren't really that big of an issue unless they hit it with Mowgli. Even then, typically Blurple has multiple actions in their hand, so they could just pitch the how far I'll go, or I mean, not how far I'll go, into the unknown and stuff like that. So yeah.
So like so for me that's and I agree right there. So like I think also Red Purple is better into Purple Steel than Purple Steel into Red Purple, and I think Red Purple's slightly better into these blue decks because you can just go under them a little bit better. So it's kind of this just like weird like I think people might sleep on Red Purple a little bit too much, and I think people are just too comfortable playing like the Tiago deck, and people are just like, oh, Purple Steel's Purple Steel, I'm just gonna jam this mid-range deck every game. I'm like, well, have fun losing to
every blue deck,
like whatever. So I think it's really hard to play Purple Steel in a meta that's like 50 to 60% Sapphire. So I'm kind of more low on Purple Steel because I also think the aggro decks aren't going to be popular enough where you can just jam this like 50-50 deck because I don't think it's really a 50-50 deck anymore. It's just a deck that preys on aggro decks, and I just don't think it's going to be super tough.
I mean, it even gets creamed by Blurple too. So like,
yeah, exactly.
Like even Blurple like eats it up. So
yep, just yeah. So in
maybe
my
I'm
opinion,
just so
this is
scarred.
my advice. this is my advice. Yeah, maybe this is my advice.
Playing
I
dogs.
Think if you're trying to win a tournament or do well, I think you need to play like a deck that can go under the the blue decks, or you should just play the blue decks. And like I think you're looking at either dogs or red purple or something similar like in those veins that can like just put your cards on the table and try to go under them instead of trying to just play this like 50-50 deck that's just like it's just not powerful.
You don't want to go over them with the green purple amethyst Amacron.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Well,
Amethyst Chromacon, that's great.
Chromacon. Yeah.
well, I think
This format seems great.
I think this format's
much-
going to be super fun for me compared to last set. I hated last format.
To be
I
honest
like
with you,
last
this is the
format.
most fun I've
I
had. in a
enjoyed
while.
last
You
format.
couldn't skill gap last format. There was no skill involved.
Yeah,
on.
if you had it, you won. Like
Yeah.
if you had a brain and you knew how to play the cards, I feel like
It's
you,
super easy.
you just win. But
To be honest, I wish this DLC was in Infinity. That'd be sick.
Just-
I wish last set was DLC was Infinity.
yeah,
just played
7-0, 7-0 would have been good.
Let's go, dude. It would have been
Um,
12-0.
But I think we covered pretty much all the topics that we wanted to hit today. We'll always end our episodes with a final thoughts. So I'll let Birdie hit it off, and Birdie, hit me with your final thoughts. Anything. It could be anything. This is your ADHD moment of the day.
Oh, let's go. No, I mean I'm really excited. I think I just said it actually. I'm having the most fun I've ever had. Like, looking at different decks, playing different things. I think the meta has a lot of room to change. I do. I think people have a lot of they have a lot of space to get creative this set, and I'm excited to see what people come up with. I really am.
That's awesome. All right. Oh, Garrett, what you got? Final thoughts.
I'm kind of piggybacking off what Birdie said. I was kind of going to say the same thing. I really disliked set 9. I felt like there weren't enough cards in the meta to attack the meta. It was really, 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 really hard to like think of something to attack the meta. It just didn't really work out that way. And so set 10 for me has been super fun. I'm having fun with like 4 different decks, and I think the card pools, especially with the power creep, the card pool is so open. There are so many different decks you can build, and there's so many ways to attack the current meta. And I think people will do that, and I think decks will start showing up closer to like Richmond when we have CCS and we have Orlando. That like there will be tech. There's too many cards in the format now where it's like, okay, the blue decks are the best deck. How do you beat it? There's a way. So
Yeah.
open your Dreamborn app and go have some fun. It's not going to be super good like when we had 7 or 8 sets in the format, but like we have a lot of cards now, and the card pool's getting bigger each set. And so each time we go, I'm just super excited for next year, and like I'm super excited for set 10. I think we have a little bit more agency, and I think every set after this is just going to keep getting better. I'm stoked.
That's awesome. All right, Jordan, what you got?
So, I guess I'm optimistic, but I will say that I think that there's room for creativity, but I feel like every deck that's not blue or green-yellow is just very far off, like a few cards off from being relevant against these decks that can consistently every turn of every game just go fucking ramp and descendy into play 6 drops and then 7 drops. I think that's oppressive and going to gatekeep most of the format out of it. And if the format is just blue steel versus blue green, I think that's going to be very draining on people to play the entire format, even more so than just purple mirrors. But maybe there's something out there that's creative and like really fun to play. And maybe it's like, I don't know, maybe like your favorite Lorcana player isn't gonna find it, but maybe like some scrub might. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. Maybe it might be someone that like mulligans Tipo in their hands. I don't know. But,
Basil aggro.
Yeah, Basil aggro. Like maybe there's hope for the format, but I think
so similar.
I don't understand people that are just like jamming like blue steel and blue green over and over again. Like there's like
Agreed.
I don't think that's going to be the innovation. I think there might be innovation somewhere else, but we'll see. Who knows what will happen?
Yeah. My final thoughts for this meta, or just this episode in general, are I'm happy to be testing with all of you, and it's been really fun. I don't really have high hopes for this set. I don't see it, kind of like Jordan said, I don't see it getting any. I don't think nothing's going to blow my mind with the new decks that are out right now. I pray that I'm wrong, but I really do think that we're just going to see Cinderella take over this whole meta. Like you said, throwing down the big bodies, the big 6/7s, stuff like that are just going to be really annoying.
6/7?
But yeah, I hope that people do get innovative and find something else to play, because I guess I'm playing blue steel. Like, that's where I'm at, and I've done it most of my career, and I'm back, and it sucks. I don't really want to, but it is. Go ahead, Jordan. You got a question? You got a question there?
So the one thing I'll say is that, like, if you thought playing Blurble Mirrors was really bad, if the best decks are Cinderella decks, it is going to be so much worse.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I guess I already put my final thoughts, but my other final thoughts are that the design team for Lorcana needs some more vision.
Moyen plays blue decks. It's just going to get worse.
I think it might get better. Like, I know.
I'm kidding. It should get better.
In closing, I will say that I'm not very excited for the format, but I'm optimistic. If you're trying to catch me in a ladder game, you can catch me on the ADV OU ladder on Pokemon Showdown. I'll be there most of the format, so just let me know.
So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna enjoy this format, just hanging out with you guys and traveling.
Yeah, me too.
I don't think this is gonna be a very fun format for most people, and I don't think that it's gonna be a very big test of who's actually outskilling your opponent. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I feel like it's gonna be like, do you have it again? I feel like we're gonna see another Blurple Mirror format where, oh, do you have the Hades? Oh, you don't, I win. Stuff like that. So I hope we can get away from this style of play eventually, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm optimistic, but not high hopes. Not high hopes. So that's where I'm at. But we appreciate everyone who watches our rambles and, all of our talks and stuff like that. Make sure you subscribe and follow us on X and Facebook and all that good stuff. We really appreciate it. And what's the next tournament you'll see us at? I think CCS is where we're all going to be heading, and we'll see y'all there. But other than that, I believe we're done with this one. We're done with this one. This one's in the books. But
he's a professional spinner over there, dude.
Yeah, he's
honorable Siege Rhino mention.
Hold on.
Oh no!
Oh no! Here we go.
As long as it's not versus cards, I'm fine with that.
What? Versus is sick, dude.
Mantis Rider.
Let's go, Mantis Rider, baby!
Wow, I feel like a failure right now.
Yes.
Oh, well, with
Pete,
that note,
standard.
we appreciate y'all, and y'all have a great night, and see y'all in Atlanta. Yeah, CCS. Y'all have a good one. Peace.
Under the beams, where the shadows dance, a tankard of ale in each eager hand's chance. The snuggly duckling, a haven so bright, with laughter and cards under candlelight. Shuffle the deck, let the fortunes unfold. In the snuggly duckling, their stories retold. With kings and queens and a jokester's cheer, this merry old pub will always hold dear.